Barak, Ahaya, Alam, Shalom, Planet Earth. Welcome back to TRU-TALK. I want to discuss the passport bros. I think that's what they call themselves. And it's a group of coons, a group of self-hating Negroes that like to go to other countries. And it's quite confusing because they think highly of themselves as a black man, thinking that, or feeling like that because they are black men, that they are able to get women better than any other race of men. But there's this self-hate because they don't go after, per se, Negro women. Like they not getting a passport to go to Africa to, let's say, get a beautiful African woman as a wife. Instead, what these Negroes do is they go to countries like Brazil and uh, any country, or India, or Mexico, any country where they consider the women, I think the word exotic, and they don't necessarily try to marry them. I guess some of them may marry, but I guess they got this player thing going on, international players. We're gonna have passport, we're gonna go to these countries with these strange women, and we're gonna and they want us because we are black American men. We are not only black men, but we are black American men. We come from America, so they put that in their badge and say, you know what? When we go to these countries like Brazil, these women's are all over us because, hey, not only we're black, but we black Americans. So we highly look upon in these countries, uh, like Brazil and Mexico and Cuban and Puerto Rican, all the countries like that where Negro people are, but the main population, because Negro people, we scattered to the four corners of the earth, but mostly these Mongolian women, which is another word for Mitch or mixed women. And I just want to discuss this and just talk about it, just get it off my chest because it's something that I don't like. It made me mad when I hear about it. And these brothers, they don't understand what they doing to themselves. They don't understand what they doing to their seed. A part of me have sympathy for them because I feel like they have been programmed and traumatized to hate themselves without knowing it, to not want to reproduce or get with uh, a Negro woman. But another part of me don't respect them at all because the fact that they don't desire or seek to get with a Negro woman to produce Negro kids, but they rather go into strange lands and go into and get these strange women and more than likely have relationships with them and marry them. excuse me. But I think he got in trouble because he did a video and he was talking about how the Brazil women was easy, and it made people, get on the radar of his website, and these dudes that call themselves passport bros. They were saying, hey, we gotta watch out for these Negro dudes that come in our countries, and they only want to have their way with the females. Now, when we look at Brazil, I had heard in the past about Brazil. Brother says, man, if I get me a woman, I'm gonna get me a Brazil woman. You need to get you a Brazil woman. And then this was brought back to my attention where this young black man traveled to Brazil and was telling other black men to travel to Brazil because he said he was the most beautiful women on the earth and they was quote unquote easy. Now he said he didn't mean it that way as they'll sleep with you quick. He said he was just saying they was easy to get along with and easy to be in a relationship with. Well, I don't quite buy that, but a lot of people don't know what happened in Brazil. See, like most places on this earth, Brazil was mostly Negroes. And a lot of Negroes came to Brazil to have a life. But the government did not like that. There was too many Negroes around. So they did a thing which is actually called racial whitening. And you can look this up on the internet. Just type in whiten out Brazil or what happened in Brazil with the Negro problem. So it says racial whitening or whitening in the ideology that was widely accepted in Brazil between the 1889 and 1914 as a solution to the Negro problem. So they had a Negro problem. And what was that Negro problem? Well, simply was there was too many Negroes. Everywhere you turn, there was nothing but dark skin, woolly hair, or brown skin, woolly hair people. And they called that the Negro problem. They wanted to get rid of these Negroes. So how can we do it? However, the racial whitening speech, especially in Brazil, also encompass the perception of individual as being white in related to their position of class. Now, you can go and read that if you interested into it. If you can read that further if you interested about it. And I encourage y'all to do so. It's part of history, uh, and I think it shows what they trying to do now in America with all this promoting of mixed race. See, there was this little thing called whitening out. And what they did in Brazil was, and I gotta look this up thoroughly, but from my understanding, if I remember, was they took away the black means, or I really got look. I forgot what they did with the black means. I forgot. Did they lock them up or did they did something with the black means? But I know for sure was they started shipping in nothing but white Caucasian men. and they encouraged the white Caucasian men to sleep with the black women that was in Brazil at that time. And they not only encouraged the white men to sleep with the black women, but they encouraged and promoted the black women that was in Brazil to sleep with the white men, interracial couple. And then once they started mixing, and you had every sister with a Caucasian man and maybe every brother with a Caucasian woman, they said when you have your mixed children, do not mix back into your race, but mix out of your race. So basically what they was telling them was to mix light on light. The lighter they'll be, the whiter they'll be. So they were trying to get this society, they were trying to breed out the Negroes. Okay, you mix, you have these Negro children, and then this mixed girl or boy of yours, raise them to teach them to, if they marry or want to reproduce, to not go with a Negro person, but to go with a Caucasian person. So this mixed child is already half white will get with a white counterpart and have a child that came out mostly white, as you do. And it's this picture, I wish I can show it to y'all. I don't know if it's gonna cut off if I pull it up. But it's talk about the whitening out that in the third generation that the child is basically white. The blackness has been bred out of them. They no longer Negro no more. They are considered white and even look white. But in Brazil, there was a lot of mixing. So what do you have in Brazil is a bunch of mixed people between white and black. So these men are basically going after mixed women. Their daddies, most of their daddies are probably Caucasians. So you are who your daddy are, your seed. So these are Caucasian, dark-skinned women that may have black features to them. And I always find that strange why, it's black woman is the most beautiful woman on the earth. And a lot of times for somebody of the other race to be considered beauty, they have to have black features. Big lips, wide hips, uh, dark skin, uh, that little attitude that sisters have, just not attitude in the negative or bad way, just that swag that sister have, uh, wide nose, all these things that are considered beauty. Well, they like to shun down on the wide nose, and they like to promote the skinny, pointy nose. But even if a woman have a skinny nose, she gotta have big lips and some hips, you know, some type of black feature to her. And these cornballs, these coons will go crazy and seek after these non-Negro women that got Negro features, you know, aka Kim Kardashian, you know. A lot of these women, they go through plastic surgery to make their lips bigger, to get hips like black women, to get booty like a black woman, and they kind of mimic their style after a sister. And these brothers fall for it thinking they getting some type of exotic or something special, where you just getting a watered down version of a black woman. And that's why it's confused, because these dudes, they so proud and so strongly believe that because they are black men, that this one of the reasons that they able to get these women. But don't they know when they mix their seeds with these women that they sons and daughters are not gonna be black men's and black women's? They gonna be watered down Negroes. But yeah, it just made me remind me of the story of Brazil and what happened in Brazil that I don't hear nobody ever talks about, and how they wanted to get rid of the Negroes. They call it the Negro problem. And they brought in a whole bunch of white Caucasian men and encouraged them to sleep with the black women, and told the black women, hey, if you want to have a better life, if you want to, make it in this society, get you a white man, have babies with him, and teach your children to date white and not black. And this came to the whitening out of Brazil, or what we have. We still got pure Negroes in Brazil, but a lot of the Brazil people are quote unquote what we consider today mixed. So yeah, these men, uh, as always, mixed people are propped up uh, as the beauty standard. If it ain't the white woman, it's the mixed woman. You know, what beauty is. And these dudes, they man, it's just sad that they not only live in a wicked life where they just feel like they can go and fornicate with these women. I assume some of them will want to just go and marry these women, but a lot of them just want to go to these countries and fornicate with these quote unquote beautiful women. And it's sad that they don't see the value in their own women, and they don't see the beauty in their own women, that they think they have to go to Brazil, a country that did not even like Negroes, and wanted to get rid of Negroes by mixing and whitening them out, allowing it, basically killing them through reproduction. Is this another form of genocide? How to kill a ethnic group of people without actually pulling out a gun and shooting, or pulling a knife and stabbing, without actually really killing. Is breeding you out. And this is what I believe America is, a technique. They know it's not going to work for everybody, but they say just to keep the numbers down, just to keep things confusing, just to keep them separated. Let's promote this racial whitening, where we promote the black man to get with the white woman, and the white woman and the black woman to get with the white man, or the black woman to get with the uh, Chinese or Hispanic man, or the black man to get with the Chinese or Hispanic woman. And then we'll have these Malay, or these mixed group of people that, for the most part, don't know who they are, and they're not fully nigger. And we'll just keep whiting them out until we can bring, keep their numbers down, or at least keep them mixed and fighting amongst each other. So I don't know, man. What y'all think about this? What's y'all opinion? I'm just ranting right now. But this is a problem amongst Yasharel, in these camps, instead of helping, they're supposed to be waking people up and bringing us back to the Most High laws. A lot of them is adding to the problem by saying the Native Americans and the Mexicans and even some more, people are our people, and encourage some brother to get with them. Say, oh yeah, they Israelites, you can get with them. That's just the Northern Kingdom, and it's causing us to sin, and it's causing people to go to hell. It's a sin if y'all don't know, and the Most High is very angry about it. Read Jubilees, chapter 30. He actually says that the curse would not move from Israel, and the plagues would not move from Israel because they will be mixing with the Gentiles. And it's just seen that we cannot stay with our own people. We cannot just love ourselves. The scripture says, they love to bring up the scripture where it says, I have chose you, you are above all people. Well, we above all people. Don't that mean that the daughter of Zion, our beautiful sisters, are above all women? If we as men is above all men and we are gods on this earth, are not our women's goddess? And a lot of black men do realize that. I don't want to do that perception as, I like that, how some people like to put out the notion that black men does not like black women or black women does not like black men, because that's just a lie. We love each other. We reproduce with each other. Uh, my daddy was a Negro man, and he got with a Negro woman was my mother, and they produced me. Uh, and me, myself, when I find a wife, she gonna be a Negro woman. And all my sisters and brothers, they got with a Negro woman, a man. So we are reproducing with each other, and we love one another. But there's this group of Negroes that's growing every day, that's being, I like to say, programmed and promoted and discouraged to date their own kind, and more promoted to date outside of their race. And a lot of people are buying, especially the younger generation. I remember seeing a picture not too long ago of a high school prom, and you had about 8, 9 Negro men's all taking pictures with their prom dates, and all their prom dates were Caucasian women. So, you wonder how bad the damage is, how the next generation gonna be because of the things they showing on TV, because of how they portraying us. And this is what they want. I really believe that this is not their ultimate goal or their only plan, but this is one of their plans that the elite have. It's this racial whitening. It's to encourage Negroes to date outside their race, to keep our numbers down, to keep us from reproducing, to quote unquote, to deal with the nigger problem, or should we say Hebrew problem. So y'all leave y'all comments, let me know what y'all think. Shalom.